Hey guys, welcome back for another kit review, and today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to look at a ship, and this is the USS Cole DDG-67 in 1 to 350th scale by Trumpeter. Not really a ship guy, but something a little bit different, and this infamous kind of ship. The USS Cole is very famous for what happened, 10, 15 years ago. So let's go ahead and open the box and see exactly what we got inside. Okay, here's the box, the USS Cole DDG-67 in 350th scale by Trumpeter. Now, the USS Cole is obviously very famous. I believe it's year 2000 in Yemen when it had a suicide attack and destroyed part of the ship, and quite a few people died. So it's kind of infamous. But to be honest, I saw this and it's a real cheap price, and I thought 1 to 350 scale seems like a decent kind of size. So I thought I'd take a look at it. Full disclosure, I know nothing about boats. I'm an Air Force veteran. Don't really know anything about Navy, ships, that kind of stuff. I've tried to build one ship a few years ago. I say try because it was actually a 700 scale aircraft carrier. At the time I thought it'd be really cool to do an aircraft carrier, detail it with a full carrier wing, a bunch of aircraft and stuff. Until I saw the size of it and gave up pretty much after a few weeks. When I saw the aircraft about the size of a thumbnail, yeah, it was a little too small for me, so it stayed in my stash for a while. I knew I'd never build it, and about 6 months later I threw it away, unfortunately. So let's look at this one. This is a little bit bigger, 350 scale, so who knows, I might have a go at building this. What puts me off a lot of aircraft, with ships as well, are the tiny little photo etch parts. You do get a little bit of photo etch with this, but to make it really nice, all those photo etch kits just look like a nightmare to me. I'm not really into photo etch, and that's super tiny. Well, there's the box. Actually, you can look around the outside of the box. The outside of the box is the view from looking down at it. Arleigh Burke class Aegis equipped ground missile destroyer. Contact information and kit number of 04524. Okay, so let's drop the box. See a lot of plastic in this. Some clear parts. One piece hull. Normally these kits come kind of, you can do like watered line or like full kind of, I'm not even sure the word, is it hull? Again, excuse my lack of naval information. It's like the deck. Look at it in a minute. Photo etch, looks like it comes with all the railings, which is nice. And this kit wasn't super expensive either, so it's actually a reasonable price. And some decals. And the instructions. Well, first let's look at the beautiful color callout, which Trumps always do such a nice job with these color callouts and decals. So you can see the ship right there, kind of port and starboard, and the front and the back. And the back gives you colour callouts in the usual, pretty handy. Mr. Hobby, Vallejo, Model Master, Tamiya, and Humbrol. You know, why I got them, I'll just look at the decals real quick. Look at my hand. So it looks like you got some markings from the helicopter deck, landing pad kind of area, a couple of small decals, and the decals, sorry, and some flags. Okay, and the instructions, not too thick, just 17 parts, so it should be pretty straightforward. So as always, we open it up, we zoom in a little bit, and you can see just call out all the sprues, what parts you get, and then we go into part number 1. So it looks like you add the deck to the upper hull, pretty straightforward. Then we start with the small parts. Part number 2 looks like we're adding on details. Looks like the gun turret and little bits and bobs. Part number 3, it looks like we are doing the life rafts and some other smaller boats. Looks like some missile launchers stuff. Part 4, very involved in part 4. More tiny little bits going on. Adding those boats we made in part number 3 and those other little parts onto the onto the deck, sorry. And adding some PE to looks like the around the outside of the helicopter deck. Okay, part number 5, smaller parts again. 6, looks like we're starting to make up the control tower. And the main superstructure, number 7. 8, again working on the superstructure. And so adding some more detail on. Part number 9, still the superstructure. Make it even more detailed. And looks like working on the antenna mast on number 10. So detail again. 11, adding a couple more little masts on there. 12, looks like we're working on more structure. Part 13, adding some more detailed structure. Looks like that's like the rear part of the superstructure, and the front we did earlier on the instructions. Adding those two to the this is bow, and adding these 2 parts to the deck. Part 15, adding some more detail, little bits and bobs. 16, looks like we're adding the propeller shaft. And finally, part number 17. So that's what I was looking for. Waterline plate. Okay, so we got 2 choices here. I think you either add the waterline plate and then you make a diorama with the water around it, or you can add the lower hull, and it makes, like, if you want to hold a presentation. It also comes with a little stand and plaque, which is nice too. So again, apologise for my lack of ship knowledge. One thing I didn't notice were the PE railings. I'm just scrolling back through the instructions real quick again. Did I miss it? Okay. Alright, so interesting. It doesn't tell you anywhere in these instructions yet, unless there's some other paper in here, what happens to railings. So I guess you're really just using your reference material and just figuring out where it goes. So while we're talking about railings, let's go ahead and look at those first. Nice big threat P included, all the railings. Zoom in, you kind of see detail. There we go. I'm just going to open and see if there's any paperwork behind it to kind of show what's going on here. No, just a bit of cardboard. Okay. So I guess you just cut these to certain lengths you want and just again using reference material again. I didn't see anything in the instructions unless I missed it, saying where they go. A few clear parts, it's like windows and stuff. Okay, here's some meat and potatoes of it. And as you can see, it's a really nice size. I mean, it's not huge. Like some of these ships you see are like 3-4 feet long. So if I measure this real quick, it's going to be what, about 17.5 inches long. Zoom out a little bit so you can kind of see it. And looking at it, some nice detail. This little part is pretty much devoid of detail. So the grey plastic, you can see some stuff on there. And same on the other side. I guess there's options here. You could do it. You could do a diorama if you wanted to with the kind of the bomb on the side here being exploded, or you could just build it as is, I guess. So yeah, so these two parts. Very nice. Alright, next up. This is really nice plastic too. Still see where they cut them off kind of crudely, so you got some cleanup to do on these parts. But here's the deck. Let's do it this way. I guess they're the missile launchers. Front. Sorry, back and the front. Molded in. This is your waterline plate. So if you did want to do a diorama kind of thing, rather than that, you guess you'd just go with this guy and just put it onto your base with the waves crashing up next to it. Okay, looking for the sprues. Here's your nameplate. And some parts of the structure. Looks like quite nice detail. It's the doors and other stuff. Here's the rest of the stand. Just plain plastic. You have to paint it up. And here's where the fun of ship building comes in, the tiny parts. So it looks like these are match pair, and this is a really nice sprue. No flash or nothing, it's really nicely molded. Let me bring it closer, you can see the little boat, life raft, small parts, make up the detail. On the other side. Okay. So these are part of the structure. Nice and crisply molded. It's the other sprue. I'm not going to open this, but a bunch more little tiny little parts. Match pair again. And the final sprues. Again, really nicely molded, and zoom in. Again, this is 350 scale, so it's pretty tiny stuff. Nicely detailed. And the final sprue. Propellers. Again, really nicely detailed. One thing I didn't notice, and we missed it, I thought it came with a helicopter for the back. Maybe this one doesn't. I'll just check real quick and see if we missed it. No. Not seeing instructions. Okay, this one doesn't. I mean, you can Trumpeter sell 350 scale aircraft and helicopters and stuff, so you could put one back. Usually these kits do come with something. This one doesn't have an aircraft on the back, but hey, no problems. So that's pretty much it. There's a box again. the USS Cole 350 scale. Looks a really nice kit. Sorry I'm not out of my depth here. I'm not really very knowledgeable at all naval subjects. This is only really the second kit I've really looked at other than the aircraft carrier I mentioned. But it looks a nice kit if you're into this kind of stuff. It seems a real nice size. It comes with a photo etch, and it's a pretty decent price too. So there you go. The box again. It's number. Well, actually, says here length is 439.5 centimeters. The beam's 35 millimeters. Sorry, 439.5 millimeters. The beam is 65 millimeters, and there's 481 parts. And it is kit number 04524. So again, this is Richie from RW Hobbies. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.